Welcome to Fab Skin Hot Bodies. It's Dr. Jeannette Graf, and I'm here with my co-host, Joey Camasta, who, by the way, is on another podcast that's just starting called It's Happening. And tell us about that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me, Jeannette Graf.
Uh-huh.
It's called It's Happening with Snooki and Joey, and it's going to be starting up. We had a podcast for 2 years earlier, and then we want to rebrand ourselves, so we're doing something brand new, fun, and lively. So, yes, you can check that out anywhere podcasts are sold.
How are you rebranding yourselves?
We're just drinking more. And
okay. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Pretty much. But, yeah, I'm excited. I love meeting with you because we always talk about, she keeps it real, Dr. Jeannette Graf. I ask the real questions that everyone wants to know, and then she's like the professional who knows everything about everything, and I can just get my answers right away.
Right away.
Without having to Google it.
I get comic relief with Joey, but I have to tell you, that aside, he's clever, he's wonderful, but he is also a phenomenal makeup artist.
Oh, thank you.
Phenomenal. And he actually sells skincare on television.
Yes, makeup, color, cosmetics, skincare,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, so we have a line called Ready to Wear, and you can get it on HSN in US, and you can get it on all over the globe.
Well, I love the line, and we just want to chat today because there's so many misconceptions, and I've been doing a lot of beauty editor interviews, and one of them went totally viral, and that was about what swimming with makeup does to your skin. Is it good for your skin? So we're just gonna randomly talk about summer and skin, and
I love it.
Makeup in general. So one of the big issues, because now it's warm. I don't know when you're listening to this podcast. Right now it's summertime. So
in New York, and it's sweaty and
very
and hot
humid.
And gross.
So what do people complain about? They have large pores.
Ew.
Now, when you're a teenager, your large pores are because you're producing a lot of oil. When you get older and you have large pores, that's because you're starting to lose collagen. So your pores can't, hold it.
Can you have large pores and be dry?
Yes, you can.
Gross.
And if someone is a smoker, they're going to have large pores because smoking directly has it affects the enzyme that breaks down collagen. So that's
smoking like just like where you're like the lines around your lips, or like actual smoking on your skin.
It's actually on your skin.
Oh.
There is a direct correlation. So, but if somebody is oily, let's say they've got combination skin, they're an oil slick. What do you do?
As a makeup artist?
Yeah.
Well, I get a towel first. I'm not kidding. Like, especially like if it's like a hot day and we're shooting outside, and they're like sweating and they're oily at the same time. I just really get like a dry terry cloth, white washcloth, and I like wipe them down to get all the surface stuff. Because if you try to put makeup on top of that and try to be like like delicate about it, like, oh, let me just powder you, girl. No, honey, you need to be wiped down and start fresh, because you're just putting makeup on top of oil and moisture, and it's just gonna cake up and look gross.
So just a plain towel, because they do
whatever you have. You can do like something fancy, like I don't know, like a terry, like a chamois kind of beauty. I don't know, something soft and
just something soft,
plush. Yeah, you don't want to scratch your face up.
Yeah.
But I just like blot it. Take it like a soft towel, like a soft washcloth, dry, and I just kind of blot, get all the moisture and excess oil off the skin with that first. If you don't have that, you can use a paper towel or a tissue. Just get the moisture off and the oil, the surface oil off before you're going to powder it. Because if you do powder it, that's what's going to happen is it's going to dry. It'll cover the shine for 1 second, but in about 2 seconds it's going to start like pilling up and like caking on their skin, because you didn't clean the skin off before you put it. It's like putting like powder on top of water. What it's going to do, it's going to sit on top and look cakey and not cute.
So after you do that, you wiped off that excess oil, but you're taking off makeup. So what do you do? Do you just use powder, or do you use?
No, I'll go. It depends what the severity of the coverage I need with it. But I normally just go. I love a mineral powder. Those are so good for the skin. I think you're the expert.
Oh, I agree.
Mineral powders are great for the skin, and they give you coverage. So whether those loose minerals that you can get, there's like a loose foundation. Those are great because you can go in, you can deposit coverage again, and also it's a powder, so it takes the shine down. But they have a little bit of that mineral mica in it, that's what's good. That skin's that luminosity and makes it look fresh and not look like it's dry and talky. You want to still have like liveliness to your skin. You just don't want to look like a grease pit. Yeah,
even though what I found is with those types of mineral powders.
Yeah.
If you're taking pictures, it's going to make you look lighter.
Yeah. It does have a little bit more reflection to it.
Light reflection, yeah.
So you can use a little bit of a deeper shade with it if you want. But, I mean, just applying it. If you're applying it on dry skin, it'll look kind of like, it'll reflective. But if your skin has a little bit of moisture to it, or even a mist it with a face mist, are great. What's that one we love that we were talking about upstairs, that can.
The Aven.
Aven is my favorite
I love
face
it.
spray. So if you have something like that, or an Evian water spray, or those, any kind of facial mist, they have them all. All the skincare lines have them, but Aven is the best.
Yeah, they take the redness down too.
Yeah, so you spray that on top of your makeup after you've powdered, and that'll just kind of make it look more lived in, and you're not going to look as cakey and heavy in pictures. Yeah.
The other thing I was going to ask, do you use any kind of mattifying solution under, if someone has combination skin or if their tendency is to oily skin?
Yeah, I do. There's a number of products you can get. There's like oil controlling primers. So you do I'm honest, I don't actually ever use primers. One, because I'm lazy. Two, because my clients are always in such a rush. When you just work with celebrities, they don't have time to be sitting there. They have such early call times, and they want to have as much me time as they can get. So if that's 5 less minutes in the makeup chair, they have to be in the makeup chair. They want that. So primers is just a waste of time for me because it's just another step that's not like visible. That's not going to be visibly beneficial right away when they have to be on camera.
You must have your hands full with celebrities because it's, a lot of them are out partying.
Yep, the night before.
Especially during the Grammys, especially during, the awards.
Award shows where they're on away.
And their skin is dehydrated and you've got dark circles. So you've got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, so hopefully they moisturize the night before. But if they didn't, I just throw, a lot of times I'll put like maybe an eye cream on, or I'll do a face mist just to get a little hydration going in there. But as far as primers, if they are very oily, and I know they are, I will use an oil-absorbing primer beforehand, because that's one reason I think primers are necessary for oily skin. If your skin's dry, you don't need a primer. Your skin's gonna suck up anything you're putting on it, and it's gonna stay on. The only reason you would put a primer on is if you're oily and you have trouble keeping makeup on. So I like an oil control zone kind of product. There's one by MAC that I love called the Refined Skin Zone treatment product, and it's like you just put a little drop of it on, put it on your skin, and it completely like shrinks the pores and tightens the skin a little bit. Also, you can use like a toner too. Like you can use a great toner or astringent, even if you're that oily. Witch hazel's great. Do you like witch hazel?
I do like witch hazel.
Yeah. So something like that's going to kind of clean all the oil off, tighten the pores up a little bit, and then your makeup will have something to grab onto. So I will do that. Before.
Right now we're in the summertime, so I just did a story that went viral and was picked up by all these other...
In Style, was it, right?
Yeah, and it was picked up by all these other outlets and all these other beauty publications online, and it was about swimming with makeup on, how...
Like going swimming, like putting a face of makeup on, then going out by the pool and like going swimming?
Yeah, and because what happens to your skin when you're wearing makeup and you're swimming? And the answer is that as long as, first of all, in the summertime, I recommend wearing sunblock as your moisturizer. So you want your high SPF, broad spectrum UVA, UVB moisturizer, and you want to put your makeup over that. And in the summer, preferably, a lot of them are UV treated now, so you can get SPF protection.
The foundations.
Yeah, and they're water resistant, a lot of them. So if you're wearing a water resistant SPF foundation in the water, that can only serve to protect you. So add more protection. So I think that's a great thing.
I'm asking, why was it a question for them about what it can do to your skin in the water? How does the pool affect? Because I think the question was, how does the bit swimming, not necessarily going out in the sun with makeup on, it was specifically swimming. How does specifically water or chlorine or whatever it is play into like messing with your skin with makeup on?
Well, and the answer is, I have it right here, and this is what swimming with makeup on does to your skin.
Exactly. Okay.
And I found it to be, I felt it to be protective to a degree. However, that's given the fact that you're wearing an SPF, a real moisturizer SPF, because I don't think makeup is enough as an SPF.
Is the chlorine itself bad for your skin on your face?
Chlorine is bad for all skin, and that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I discourage the use of jacuzzis, public ones especially.
You can get hot tub dermatitis. I had that once in high school.
Not just dermatitis, but folliculitis, which is a bacterial infection.
I thought that was something that happens after the date. Pardon.
Well, it does, because you don't see it as soon as you get out.
Ew.
But a couple of days later.
Wait, what's dermatitis? Is like that's that bacterial infection.
The dermatitis is an irritation, but folliculitis, which is all over your body, and it's like pimples and red welts.
Ew. No, thank you.
And it's very disconcerting to the person who has it.
How do you get rid of it?
With antibiotics.
Oh, my God.
But that's why I discourage being in a chlorinated hot tub.
You know what? I was in a pool yesterday, and it was a saltwater pool. That's
Nice.
probably much better for your skin,
Yeah.
right?
Now, water in general dries out your skin, so you have to really moisturize. And it's really important if you're going to have your shower, make it the shower. I'm a 1 shower a day, no more than that person, because it dries out your skin. It's like your house in the rain. The paint
Yeah.
just wears off. So I say if you're going to have your shower, just shower after you're in the pool or at the beach. That's your 1 shower.
Yeah.
And it's just as important to wash the makeup off after you get out. And mascara also. I mean, I see, eyelashes that are just kind of broken
Yeah.
because people keep putting mascara
Oh, yeah.
on
My
over-
roommate does that. It's gross. You don't wash it off, and then you just keep adding layers and layers. I mean, a little bit comes off in the shower, so you think you're getting it off. You need to get in there with a oil-based makeup remover.
Yeah.
And remove. That's the only thing that's going to get down into the the
Well,
base layer.
I call them spider legs.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
So but I have my own story. When I was 18, my sister got married, and I don't know why, but I kept going to the dressing room and putting more mascara on, and I got home.
You were trying to upstage her. That's why.
Of course, I do that. But I got home at about 5 in the morning. I could barely brush my teeth, but
You still took your makeup off?
no, I didn't. I
course. Why
fell
would
asleep.
you? Were you wasted?
I was exhausted. I wasn't wasted. I was exhausted.
I'm usually wasted at 5 a.m. So
No, but it was like I was 18 at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just exhausted, and I was able to brush my teeth because that was given. You can't go to sleep without brushing your teeth. But took my dress off and fell into bed, and 1 o'clock the next afternoon, there was a phone call to wake me up.
Stop.
But my eyelashes were literally glued on together.
Stop.
I couldn't open my eyes because the mascara
Oh,
head
no.
was so thick.
I would be terrified. Did you have to physically open your eyes with your
I did.
fingers?
I did.
That happened to me once when I had an eye infection. It was disgusting.
It's pretty gross, and I would never do it now, but I can talk about it then because I was 18, young and foolish.
I know for me what I like, and I'll tell you, and then let's see if it matches up. I don't know if it's the right thing to do or not. But for me, I like things done quickly. I like things that are going to work fast and effective.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do makeup, either for myself, because when we're on camera, we have to wear makeup for television.
Right.
Or when I'm just feeling sassy and want to, put on a fake tan when I go out. Taking makeup off, I want it to be easy. So I like an oil base, like I said, to get the makeup off as a remover first, and then I cleanse my skin. There's this one product called Abilene. Do you know what it is?
Oh, yes. It's been around forever.
I know. I just discovered it this year, and it is my go-to. I have it in every drugstore. I think it's from... Is it from UK or somewhere?
It's ancient.
It's ancient. It's an oil. It melts on contact. It looks like Vaseline, but it's not like Vaseline, which is like an oil which is going to stay on your skin. That's not water soluble. You put it on and it melts on your skin on contact, and any trace of any makeup that's on your face or in your pores or anywhere, it instantly just melts away, and you just wipe it off. You don't have to use a water with it, and it just wipes off. Your skin's left feeling silky smooth, and it's my favorite. So
It's great stuff. And you know something really funny, because my daughter, I didn't even realize this until I noticed it. Mm-hmm. But because she didn't get it from me, I never used it. But she will never go to bed, which she did get from me, but that's her natural instinct,
Right.
with makeup. And that is something that I absolutely make clear. You cannot go to bed with makeup.
Well, also, we spent enough on our Egyptian cotton sheets with 2000 thread count. We didn't want to mess them up with our bronzer.
Yeah, but you can throw those into the washing machine,
I guess
whereas your face, you don't want to do that too. But I have to tell you, oil takes off everything. So Abilene, she was using Pond's cold cream.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
great. I mean, what we're talking about now, I mean, everyone used to have to think that, they used to think that if you had to have a foaming cleanser in
Something soapy.
order to really clean your skin.
That
but
does nothing.
That's not true. Number one,
Water's going to repel against the makeup that's the oil on your
I
skin.
also found out from my plumber, because
Whoa.
I have patients in my office who remove their makeup in the office, and that clogs the pore. He said makeup is like cement.
Ew.
So you're actually better off using a makeup remover wipe, removing your makeup with a micellar cleanser
Yeah.
or a cold cream,
And then washing your face.
and then cleansing your skin. But you don't have to use water in the process, because all our data is showing that micellar cleansers, which are MICELLAR.
I have that. Is that the creoline from Paris that we all use? Makeup artists you all use?
There's a bunch of different
But
ones.
what is micellar? Tell everyone, because I don't know what it means.
Okay, micellar is a technology. It's almost like a wheel. In the middle of it is fat. It's water repelling,
Like me.
and it's got these little legs.
Fat in the middle, little legs. That's me.
And it's almost like a wheel. So the hydrophilic, the water-loving part of it will touch the skin and pick up the dirt and push it into.
Is it like electrolytes or
center.
something?
It
sounds like it.
It's charged water.
Yeah, charged water.
Yeah, and what it does is it picks up the dirt, so you can just use a soft cotton swab and just wipe it across your face.
And beforehand, you'd have to go to an expensive, like, French makeup or skincare line to get it. But now all the skincare lines are doing it in the drugstore. So it's a great thing that you can get them very inexpensive. I love them, too. I use them as, like, I originally started using them as, like, a little makeup remover for models at Fashion Week because they have to have something so gentle because they're taking their makeup off and putting it on maybe 6-7 times a day. So by the time they get to you in Paris, the last stop on the Fashion Month train, their eyes and skin are shot. So they don't want anything. They need to only use a micellar, how do you say it? Micellar cleanser because it's the gentlest and it's the most effective. So it'll take the makeup off the easiest, but it's also going to be the most gentle and replenishing on their skin. So all the models only request those types of cleansers. So that's why I started using it. And then I would also use it to kind of like with a little Q-tip to clean up little areas around the eyes. Because if you use an oily cleanser while you're you did a beautiful makeup job, and then her eye starts watering, or you mess up the winged eyeliner on her eye, you don't want to have to go with an oil cleanser anywhere near her face because that's going to start melting and spreading all over her eye, and all your work will be taken away. So a micellar cleanser is great because it's not going to remove anything else of what it touches, and it's not going to spread. So you take a little of that on a Q-tip, and you can clean up the fine winged out eyeliner. You can clean up a little smudge on your mascara, whatever you have.
Cleansing milks. And by the way, the micellar technology can be found in wipes now. So you can carry them on airplanes. The other thing is that you can, we also know that cleansing balms are great.
Balms just sounds cozy and like comfortable.
Yeah, but they cleanse your skin really well without stripping the outer layer of skin. And that's what we're learning now, is not to strip the skin.
Are they making makeup remover balms now?
Yeah, there are. And, they're...
Is that kind of like what the Abilene is or no?
Yeah, I would say it is. And the other thing that's really great is that what you need to know is a cleansing oil. And this is so counterintuitive to everyone because they think of oil.
Oil removes oil, right?
Yeah, it's very deep cleansing because remember, oil attracts oil, water attracts water. So if you use an oily cleanser, it's great to use if you have very oily skin and acne because it gets into
it's heavy, so it actually weighs down, goes in to get things out.
Yeah, but cleansing oils are great for oil prone, acne prone skin.
Mm-hmm. I love cleansing oils, and if you mix them with a little bit of water, it makes like a milky thing.
Yeah,
isn't that funny?
Yeah, so that's really great. Now, the other thing, what is your favorite? You love Albolene, okay?
For removing, yeah.
For removing. And what's your favorite way to remove mascara? And how do you remove waterproof mascara?
Or for women at home?
Well, for women at home because they're listening.
Yeah, I mean,
and you can tell us
mascara,
about it with clients also. So
mascara, what I do, I know probably not right for you because you're a dermatologist. I like to rub the eyes, like rub your eyes, like you're a baby, like with the cleanser, whatever oil cleanser you're using.
You can do that gently, just massage it,
and then I take a little bit of to get into the roots. I'll take a cotton bud and dip it into a liquid oil cleanser. Like oil maker remover cleanser. There's ones that you see at the drugstores or the department stores. And it's like half. There's like half water and half, and you have to shake it.
Yeah.
Whatever that type is, all the lines have them. Those are my favorite because I find it works the best. And I take a little cotton bud and I go all around the eye and get into those little in between the lashes and rub it through with that, and that gets all the.
So they're emulsions, basically.
Emulsions, yeah. Whatever the emulsion is, that works the best to get mascara off.
That's good to know.
And it's thinner because if you use the thick stuff like the Abilene, you don't want to do it so much around your eyes. Maybe like one quick swipe with it and then wipe it off. But if you're getting into detail around the delicate lash line area, you don't want to get something that thick in your eyes. So I use a emulsion cleanser. With a little Q-tips to get in there. And then you can kind of take a clean mascara wand. If you're talking about getting like really, really clean, if you want to be fresh, then you take a clean mascara wand dipped in that same emulsion cleanser, like a disposable mascara wand, and just brush through your lashes and cleanse it all through so everything gets off.
So that's great. Now, there's some urban myths and legends, and even some of my own colleagues have, they'll take their makeup off to go to sleep, but in the morning, they don't bother washing their face. They don't bother cleansing their face. They just, might just splash water, which, isn't necessarily a good thing.
Are you supposed to moisturize in the morning after you do that?
You have to cleanse. Because, what's happening? You have to take your makeup off before bedtime. That's absolutely essential.
Right.
Sleeping with makeup is absolutely not good for your skin because what happens is your skin is very different overnight when you're sleeping. Your pH is different.
Right.
It has to renew. It takes on a very different character, and it throws off water, and microcirculation increases because you're not using it actively in other organs.
That's why it's more susceptible to absorb things, and
that's when your skin is
yeah.
the star. During the day, your skin is not the star. But what happens is if you sleep with makeup that you've been wearing all day, all the bacteria,
that grabs to that oil is going into your skin.
It breaks down, and it's going to take your skin with it. So in the morning, even if you didn't sleep with makeup on, you've metabolized a lot of stuff because you've thrown off a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So you have to cleanse your skin in the morning. And again, I'm a micellar person. That's what I find myself using nowadays.
Yeah, they're great. They really are because they're gentle but effective.
Yeah.
Like me.
Gentle and I think you are.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, when you look at the red carpet,
Yeah.
do you look at people's makeup and go, oh my God?
Yeah, I look at their makeup. I look at the overall thing first, kind of. I actually do stare at their face first. And then I kind of go into the hair and then to the outfit and then the whole picture. But yeah, the faces that I always do notice first. And that's in magazines and everything. It's just kind of in my my psyche, and it's inside me. I'm a makeup artist.
And
so.
do you say, oh my God, I would never have used that color on
Yeah.
her?
Either that, or I get ideas, or I get inspired. I get inspired to oh, I never thought to kind of or I get really inspired by a color pairing with a dress, like with certain really strong lip with a certain purse color or an earring. So whatever kind of pop color they're doing, I'm attracted to that. And just overall style. Sometimes it's too much, sometimes it's not enough, and you just kind of sit there and judge what you would have done if you were in that situation. I do a lot of that thinking, or just wondering I wonder how they got this. I wonder if there's a whole list of questions and concerns when you're watching the red carpet. But it's all it's inspiring, if anything.
Yeah, well, it's certainly inspiring with fashion, but and I was always very intrigued that people spent. Oh, I have to get to see what they're wearing. They have to sit in front of the TV.
They have whole programs specifically for that. Do you ever look at the red carpet and say when someone has a new plastic surgery thing? Do you look and know automatically what they had?
Yeah, and sometimes if I'm watching a movie and I can see work that wasn't done the way I would do it,
right,
or injectables done the way I wouldn't do them, and I can see the outline.
Oh God.
On the cheek. Yeah, that's what I look at. Or I can tell when a brow has been done. Oh, they've been Botox. They've gotten Botox.
Or when someone gets the witness protection makeover and just pops out of nowhere, you can't even tell who they are anymore on the red carpet. Remember Renee Zellweger a few years ago? She was.
Oh yeah.
She did something. I don't know what she did. She always had the small eyes, but her eyes looked even smaller, and she wasn't wearing a stitch or makeup or something. She just looked odd and not herself at all.
And
I think
Meg
it was
Ryan.
Her, yeah.
Meg Ryan.
Well, Meg Ryan likes to pump those lips up, right?
And I have patients who've come to me and they basically had, I call it robo injections.
I thought forehead Botox was the place to get Botox.
No, your frown lines. They're called the corrugators.
Here?
No, oh God, no, that'll drop your face. But
wait, I thought this is called Cymbalta. Oh no, that's my antidepressant. Sorry, this is called Juvederm.
Right. Well, that's one of the fillers. One of many fillers that can be used in the lower lines.
That's here, but then
between your eyebrows, the frown lines
that
make you look angry. That's Botox.
But not here, not the lines, not the linear lines near your hairline.
When you're young, you can get away with it, but
do I need that?
No, you're perfect.
So I need my neck sucked out. Or I need you to cowbell on my neck.
That's not hard to do.
Okay.
That's not hard to do.
We'll talk about that on another show with our laser friend coming on.
Yeah, and but the whole thing about Botox or any kind of neurotoxin, because there are a few on the market.
Isn't it true that it's like food poisoning in a needle?
No.
It's not botulism?
No.
That's what everyone told me.
Well, they are wrong. It's the active part of that.
Snake venom.
But no, it's not. It's actually one piece of that bacteria, but it can't grow in your body. Oh. In other words, the people who were not qualified to inject or counterfeit, and that's another show altogether, counterfeit injectables. But the counterfeit
I know all
Botox,
about those. And there's an apartment in the Bronx that does it.
Yeah, the people that have ended up, these are research labs that are trying to sell. They were selling them for a while, and if a total bacteria gets into your skin, it's going to grow and colonize.
Sick.
That's not what these companies have. It's extremely safe.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that even if you don't like the way it looks, it's not permanent. It only lasts a few months.
What is permanent? Silicone?
Silicone is permanent.
When they get like silicone lip injections?
Some people have gotten them. There are dermatologists who are very comfortable with it. Some surgeons who are. I don't like to inject anything permanent for a number of reasons.
Yeah, because if they don't like it, then they're stuck with it.
You can't reverse it, number one. Number two, it can move. Number
Ew.
three, it can move over time. Number four, you can get a reaction to it anytime. So 10 years down the road, you can react to it.
What happened with Mickey Rourke? Like, they just moved? Like, did he have like cheek implants just like moved? Because he was so handsome. And now he's
gorgeous. He was gorgeous. Well, there's probably been a lot of stuff that's gone on with him, but who
Do you
can
think it was like bad? Like stuff that looks like stuff moved. That doesn't look like that was intentional.
Well, it's a lot of it's permanent, and maybe I don't know his history.
So these celebrities are getting all these injections and stuff like that. Are you familiar with implants, like facial implants?
Well, there are facial implants. Some people do really well with chin implants because there are people who've been born with genetically small chins.
Yeah, and I asked myself, how do they fold towels if they don't have a chin? Do you know what I mean?
Well, even with, a chin implant, and they can only go so far, the chin implant.
Because when you get a nose job, like my friend had a nose job, and then they put a chin implant in there too, so it balanced out. So a lot of times if they get rhinoplasty,
absolutely,
they'll get a chin implant so it's more balanced.
Yeah, and there are some people who think their noses are too big when the fact is their nose is too small and their chin is too small. In other words, you have to know how to look at a face, and so the balance and the symmetry is important. But the chin is one of the areas, and the jaw is where I love to inject filler.
What about now? I know you do filler for the lips, but I've seen a lot of stars now. They're getting Gore-Tex. What is it called? There's like a rubber.
Gore-Tex is old, and it's a material that.
What are they doing?
It's
But
a thread.
They're still doing that now. They're still putting like not that thing. They're doing like lip implants.
Well, with the injectable fillers that we have now that are FDA approved for the lip, the idea of doing a lip implant doesn't make sense to me. We have beautiful hyaluronic acid fillers that are designed for the lip. And,
right.
What makes a hyaluronic acid injectable what it is the way its viscosity, how thick it is, how smooth it is.
Do you numb the patient beforehand?
Some of them are fine because most of these injectables have Novocaine in them. So,
but the Novocaine's not going to work immediately as soon as you poke them.
It works pretty quickly. And you know what? Once it's the injectable is so thin, the material is so aqueous that it doesn't hurt as much as
I've seen videos and it looks terrifying with the needle going into the lip.
Well, it looks terrifying because you're not getting it, but it's not that bad. So some people want to be numb, some people don't care.
I would want to be numb.
Okay.
But I'm not getting lip injections, but yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, I know. I will eventually, but it just looks so painful.
There are people who just can't get needles. They're just a flu injection, a flu shot would be painful to them.
Oh, really?
And there are people who they just have a really good pain threshold and they don't care. Initially when these injectables came out, they didn't have Novocaine in them. The Novocaine definitely made a difference in the pain.
Yeah, I had Novocaine when when you get your teeth done.
Teeth drilled.
Yeah.
Well, the problem. Okay, you bring up a good point, and that's numbing, doing nerve blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dentist would when you're injecting the face.
Yeah.
And I prefer not to. And there were some injectables that I had to do it that are now changed. They've added Novocaine, so they're not painful anymore. But there would be a throbbing after, but not anymore. It's become really quite elegant. But once I distort the face in any way, and if you do nerve blocks, the face is different. It can be a little swollen.
Where do you do the numbing? Is it just for lips or like for people that want it around their eyes and stuff too?
I just do topical. It depends. There are people who have a very...
Like Oragel? Like the same stuff that's in the Oragel?
Yeah, similar. Well, actually, it has benzocaine and tetracaine, so different numbing agents.
Oh.
But, they're tiny needles. They're not big needles.
Right. It looks good afterwards, so...
It looks great afterwards.
Yeah, well, that's huge in my side. So many women I do makeup for have had their lips, done, and it helps me a lot because I don't have to use much lip liner or
Exactly.
anything else, and they feel more confident and they can wear less makeup because they're, they feel more youthful.
Well, here's the thing about lips, and no one wants their lips done because they all think of those
Platypuses.
Yeah, trout pout. And the fact is that if you can tell someone had their lips done, then it's not good. You should not be able to tell that anyone had anything done.
They always, and when they lick their lip, you can always tell, like, when they're trying to, like, talk or, like, lick their lips, and it's always, like, kind of, like, offbeat first or second, like, something's off. You just know it is, so you can always, like, tell. And especially, like, in here, I'm pointing to, like, the inside of your lip on the top lip, like, inside there. That looks more fat. Or, do you is that where you inject it?
Well, I inject along the lip line. I inject the skin above the lip because as we get older, this distance from the nose to the top of the lip increases as the skin gets thinner. So I thicken it by injecting it, which gives it a natural lift immediately, and I go along the border and then I put it in. But it depends on the injectable that you use and the person who's injecting mostly.
What's the main one that you inject lips with?
I happen to love Juvederm.
Is that what Kylie Jenner gets?
I don't know what kind of.
She says she gets and I quote, temporary lip fillers.
Well, any hyaluronic acid is a temporary lip filler.
Oh.
But there are some that are made for the lips. Volbella is...
That sounds like a big lip. It sounds voluptuous.
Well, it's beautiful. It's structurally similar to Voluma, which lifts the cheeks, which is fantastic. It's one of my favorite things. But I
wish we had mirrors in here so I can look at myself and see what I want to get sucked out or sucked in. I've been opening my camera phone.
Well, thank you for tuning in today to Fab Skin Hot Bodies with your host, me, Dr. Jeannette Graf, and celebrity makeup artist Joey Camasta.
Yes. Well, thanks for having me again. This is always so much fun.
I know. Thank you for being here. And thank you for tuning in.